All right, guys, let's practice. Let's jump into these sentences. We're going to use some real live sentences. We talked about gender. I want you to watch for gender in these words. All right, let's start with the first one up here. Toga est longa. Toga is feminine, ends with an A. Longa is describing toga. So longa also has to be feminine. If a noun is feminine and you're describing that noun, then the descriptive word, the adjective, has to be feminine. I'm not going to talk much more about that because we're going to have an entire episode on that later. Take a look at this. Est. Est is the verb. It means is. You already know that. One of the nice things about learning a language, maybe you won't think this is so nice. Anyway, once I teach you a concept, it's going to show up for the rest of the time. It's kind of like math. When you were in third grade and you learned how to multiply, and you finished third grade and you passed, hopefully the first time, you didn't say at the end of third grade, haha, I know how to multiply. I'll never have to do that again. That's not how it works. You're going to multiply for the rest of your life. Languages are the same. When I teach you an idea or a concept, it's going to show up in all the other sentences from this point on. So you're always going to have to remember gender. You're always going to have to remember verbs. And you're always going to have to remember what they mean. So just get used to that. But it builds slowly, so that's kind of the nice thing. Okay, so toga ends with an A, it's feminine. Longa ends with an A because it's describing toga, it's feminine. I don't even have to tell you what that sentence means. It's too easy. The toga is long. I just told you. I was dumb. Fluvius est longus. Fluvius, maybe you remember, is river. Fluvius est longus, the river's long. Okay, that's easy. But take a look at this. What we're focusing on here is the gender. What is the gender of fluvius, guys? Masculine. Maybe you answered. I can't really hear you. I don't know if you guys know how the whole video thing works, but yeah. Anyway, fluvius est longus. Look at this. The adjective long describes the river. The river's long. Take a look at the ending on longus. It changed from feminine to masculine. See? The river's long. Impluvium est longum. Impluvium est longum. Impluvium means pool. The pool is long. But take a look at this. Impluvium is neuter. By the way, have you noticed that pools nowadays are really, really long, but not very deep? None of them get deeper than 5 feet. It'd be very difficult to drown in a pool that size. Whatever. Anyway, impluvium is neuter. Longum is also neuter because it's describing the impluvium. All right? So, feminine, masculine, neuter. Same stuff I taught you. Okay, let's do some more sentences, and this is just extra practice because you've got the concept. Ursa est magna. The bear is big. Ursa is feminine. What kind of bear is this, guys? If it's a feminine bear, it's a mama bear. Don't take her cubs. Ursa est magna. Feminine bear. Look at this. Because it's a feminine bear, the adjective must also be feminine. And then there's the verb. You guys are quite used to that by now, means is. Oppidum est magnum. Oh, look at that. Mm-hmm. Somebody made a mistake. Wasn't me, because I didn't write these sentences. Okay, yeah, it really was. I'm going to change it. I'll admit it. I messed up. Look at that. Oppidum est magnum. I had written oppidum est magna. The problem with that is if an adjective is describing a neuter word, it also has to be neuter. You guys recognize the neuter ending. Oppidum, town is neuter. Look, I'm going to erase these and put some more sentences up, and we'll continue practicing because I want you to get this. All right, so I've added some more sentences up here. Here we go. Let's jump right into them. Insula est magna. Take a look at that sentence. Look at the endings. Insula. Magna. What are they? Yeah, they're feminine. Est is easy. It's the verb. Zebra est alta. Zebra is feminine. All zebras are feminine. It must be annoying to the male zebras. I'm teasing, it's just because they end in A. Anyway, okay, zebra est alta. Well, it's tall. Altus is tall. Zebra est alta. So take a look at this. I need to get my train of thought back. Take a look at this. Zebra is feminine. Alta is feminine. Est means is. Cactus est altus. Cactus, take a look at it, guys. It ends with the US. Therefore, cactus is masculine. Tall, describing cactus, is also masculine. I used to live in a town called Altus, Oklahoma, which I didn't even know that it meant high Oklahoma until years later. It wasn't very high either, it was very flat, but maybe has a high altitude. By the way, do you know why the mother bird was angry at her baby bird? Because her baby bird had a bad altitude. Yeah, I should give you guys a little while to calm down from the laughing. All right, you refocused? Yeah, that was a good one. I made that one up. Okay, podium est magnum. So we have let me back up. I lost my train of thought here. So we have a tall zebra, a tall cactus. Look at this one, podium est magnum. The podium, I'm not gonna explain that, est magnum. Podium is neuter. So big has to also be neuter. Podium est magnum. We could also say podium est, did you beat me? Podium est altum, right? You could also do that. Hey, look at this. By the time you get done learning Latin, cerebrum est magnum. The brain is big. We could add tuum. Now take a look at what I'm doing here, guys. Tuum means your. But it could also be tuus. It could also be tua. We'll talk about that later. But since cerebrum is brain and it is neuter, then we're going to use tuum, which means your, but it's also neuter. So your brain is big. We're increasing your brain power by adding all these words. I hope so anyway. Cerebrum, by the way, is where we get cerebral, which means brain activity, I think. Magnum, magnificent, etc. Hey, look, you guys get the point. If it ends with an A, it's feminine, just like we talked about in the lesson. If it ends with a US, it's masculine. If it ends with UM, it's neuter. And now you've seen it in some sentences. These sentences are simple, I know they are, but they'll get more complex as we advance, and you'll learn more of this language as we go. But for now, what I want you to remember is the lesson about gender: feminine, masculine, neuter. I'll see you in the next episode.